have a good thing growing at the 2015 Dyer County Fair. We'd like to welcome you to the 68th Annual Dyer County Fair and our broadcasts of the sights and sounds of the 2015 Dyer County Fair with your hosts, Debbie Bradshaw Hart and Eric Maupin. Make plans to attend every night of the fair, including the crowning of the 2015 Miss Dyer County Fair. Don't miss any of the pageants, and also the King of Kings Go-Kart Racing. A truck and tractor pull, livestock shows, fun for the kids, youth exhibits, the 4-H barnyard, commercial exhibits, Sorghum Valley, and this year's Midway features Dixieland Carnival Company. And don't forget, every night we give away $1,000 from the First Citizens Amphitheater at 10:30. But remember, you must be present to win. Enjoy rides, games, pageants, exhibits, live Christian music, and with your admission on Saturday night, you get one of country music's premier artists, John Anderson, at the First Citizens Amphitheater, and so much more at this year's fair. Now, to bring you up to date with what's going on, here's Debbie Bradshaw Hart and Eric Maupin.
Good evening and welcome to the 2015 Dyer County Fair Show. I'm Debbie Bradshaw Hart and
I'm Eric Maupin, and it is so good to be here at the 68th Annual Dyer County Fair.
And one little tidbit about that 68th Annual Dyer County Fair, guess who is 68 years old?
Eddie,
the one and only.
Eddie Anderson. So if you're ever wondering
how old Eddie is.
That's right, or how old the fair is, all you've got to do is remember they're the same age. And I think Eddie started it.
Probably.
Yep. As soon as he came out of his mother's womb, he said, I want to have a fair.
I guarantee you he was standing there just waiting for all the cotton candy and all that to start. We have such a great lineup this week. We have go-kart races, we have concerts, we have a Southern Gospel recording artist to be here Thursday night, truck and tractor pull, John Anderson.
It's a whole lot of things. And don't forget the livestock. Folks, we've got every kind of livestock you can imagine. We've got pigs, we've got hogs, we've got sheep, we've got goats, we've got cattle, we've got it all right here at the Dyer County Fair. Chickens, ducks, we've even got bunny rabbits, so your kids can love to come out and play with that.
We have a petting zoo.
Petting zoo. We also have pony rides. If you name it, it's here at the Dyer County Fair. So please make sure to come every night. You don't want to miss a thing.
That's right. The first event we have this year that's new, we're not having the demolition derby, but we have the go-kart race. And that's going to be just super packed fun. And what kind of horsepower did y'all say that they are?
These go-karts are not your run-of-the-mill go-karts. They are phenomenal. It's like you strap them in and this little bitty thing, they have 60 horsepower. And they're expecting anywhere from 50 to 100 go-karts here at the Dyer County Fair on Monday night. And they're going to have heat races and featured races on dirt. It's unbelievable. I've never seen them except on TV, but they say they are phenomenal. I mean, you just watch them go around the track. They go almost as fast as real cars.
And one thing I did notice out there was that the track is banked. I mean,
yes.
It's not just a flat turf that they're going to be driving on. This is the real deal.
This is real racing, folks, with go-karts. Don't miss it. I'm going to be out there with my bag of popcorn and my Pepsi.
That's right.
And I'm going to be loving every minute of it. King of Kings Ministry, I believe, is the one that's putting this on. They are a ministry. They do a lot of good work for going to foreign countries and do ministry work. So all of the proceeds that they make here at the Dyer County Fair will go to that. It's a really good thing. Grab a fair book. You can read all about it. But I'm really excited about the go-karts. It's the first time we've had them here at the Dyer County Fair.
I think so too, and it seems to be kind of a new thing that's trending around the area and all. And these guys are from Medina and Milan, Tennessee. And as a matter of fact, we're on Charter Communications, which is on Channel 22, which we hope that you're watching. So y'all need to come to the Dyer County Fair and watch all your friends that race go-karts.
That's right. And I don't know for 100% sure, but I really think we've got some hometown folks that are going to be racing here in Dyer County. and the surrounding area. So
That's
as you
right.
mentioned.
Yeah, well, tomorrow night is Tuesday night, and that's going to be pop night here at the Dyer County Fair. Pay one price, $10, and that gets you in the gate, and rides are free. Also on Wednesday night is another pay one price night for $10. Then on Thursday night, who do we have in concert?
We have Karen Peck and New River, and opening for them is going to be Highway 22. Highway 22 is a local Southern gospel group that are unbelievable. You've got to hear the pipes on this woman. It's a trio.
Awesome.
Two guys and a gal, and I mean, she can really sing. They are really good. I went to hear them before I booked them for the Dyer County Fair. And remember that name, Highway 22. You don't want to miss them. They go on the main stage at 6:30.
I was going to say, what time? They go
at 6:30, and then Karen Peck and New River. And look, if for some reason you don't know who Karen Peck is, shame on you. Get on YouTube and see her. She has been nominated and has every award under the sun. I think she's won 4 Dove Awards. One of her songs that's going to be a staple in gospel music forever is 4 Days Late. So make sure to get on YouTube and listen to that song. It will absolutely change your life. But Karen Peck and New River are going to be here at the Dyer County Fair. They go on at 7.
Awesome. That's going to be great. And of course, we've done some talking with Brad McCoy with Grace Broadcasting over at the Dove. Is that the name of the
Well, there's the Dove.
93.1?
93.1 is good news.
Good
yes.
news, yeah. And he called and interviewed her, and she's fired up and she's ready to come to the fair. She's really looking forward to it.
Well, that will actually be a blessing to anyone that's there. So make sure. Highway 22 is going to be coming on at 6:30 on the main stage, then Karen Peck and New River at 7. And it is free, absolutely free. Our gift is a fair to you. All you have to do is pay admission to get into the fair.
That's right, we do. And then on Friday we have the it is the USA Pullers Truck and Tractor Pull, and that's going to begin at 7 o'clock, correct?
That's right.
That's a big night too. We give away $1,000 each night. And also on Friday night, we give away a 2015 Nissan Versa.
And I wish we could win it, but we can't. If you're on the fair board or you have association with the fair, you cannot win. So that makes your chances better if you're watching here tonight. All you have to do is put your ticket in the booth right up there at the fair office, and we'll be drawing for that $1,000 every night. And
That's
also,
right.
Go by the sponsors of the vehicle and get tickets from them, and those tickets are different. We
yes,
need to let
they
our
are.
viewers know that.
There are 2 different barrels at the fair office.
That's right. One is for the car, and one is for the drawing every night for the money. So you have special tickets specifically for the car, and
That's
those
right.
tickets can be gotten at any of the businesses that sponsored the car giveaway.
One thing I do want to mention too is our sponsors that we have all throughout this week. Our Go-Kart Race that is on Monday night is sponsored by Ermco Manufacturing. They have been with us with the Demolition Derby, and also now they're taking over with the Go-Kart Race. Our Monday sponsor of the day is Hometown Urgent Care, Tracy Woodward. On Tuesday, once again, we have the Dyersburg-Dyer County Chamber of Commerce. On Wednesday is Security Bank. On Thursday is First Citizens National Bank. Friday, we have Burke's Beverage for Kids Day. And then on Saturday, we have Delta Autoplex.
You know, there's just almost too much going on. You can't miss it. You cannot miss one night here at the fair because we have so much going on.
We do, and that's what our show is all about, is to get you to come here to our fair because we have things for everybody to do, young and old alike, plenty of food and all for you to come in and enjoy while you're here. So we just want to give you an idea of what's going on here at the Dyer County Fair.
Thank you. And now I think we're going to go to some footage.
We
have been throughout the fair today. There have been people entering stuff. We did that Saturday. People entered all the things in the Family Living Center, from drawings to pictures to canned goods to antiques. And then Monday, tonight's show, this morning, we had all the kids coming up and they were entering stuff that they had grown right here in the area, from corn, soybeans, Milo. So anyway, we've got some footage of that. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Megan Green. Hi, I'm John Houston Hollingsworth.
And I'm Dwayne Dunn.
And we'll see you at the Dyer County Fair.
We've got a good thing growing at the Dyer County Fair starting Labor Day with Dixieland Carnival. Tuesday and Wednesday are pay one price night for $10. We'll draw for $1,000 nightly. Friday night is a new car giveaway and the truck and tractor pull with a special appearance of Bigfoot. The Mud Bog is Saturday night and we'll end the week with John Anderson in concert. Corn dogs, popcorn, funnel cakes, It's the Dyer County Fair. For more information about entry forms and fair sponsors, visit us at dyercountyfair.com.
Well, we're back in the Family Living Center, and we have cornered yet the busiest person out here, Miss Jane Gibson. We thank you so much for being a part of this year. And what I want to find out is what's going on in this wonderful building. People are bringing all kinds of crafts in here. They're bringing sewing stuff in here. They're bringing just about anything. And I want to know. Obviously, this is your canopy here. What's going on this year?
Well, we're entering all our exhibits for this building today, except for the food and the flowers, and they come in on Monday and Tuesday. And so we've just, every department is taking in new stuff. And this year we have hopefully made 2 departments, the art department and the crafts have been divided into 3 groups instead of 2 groups. We now have preschool, primary, and youth, because they were so full and so big and the lines were so deep that it was just too much. And so we have made 3 departments now instead of 2. And so the lines are shorter, and you can get in faster, and hopefully display will be better.
Well, and with so many people showing up, that just speaks volumes about the job you guys are doing to attract Dyer County's best arts and crafts and exhibits and things like that here into the Family Living Center. And for those of you who haven't been in here and seen this, when it's fully decorated now, of course we're recording this as they're setting it up, but if you haven't been in to see how beautiful this is, it's amazing to see. You do not want to come to just the commercial building. You want to come over here to the Family Living Center as well.
Right, and it is full, and like, I want to express, too, that, like, adults are judged in groups, like in lots, and they're competitive and against each other. But in the youth groups, they are judged individually. So every child who brings a coloring paper or a craft, that will get a ribbon. Every child. So what we want to do is we want to encourage the kids to, develop their skills and to do that. And so we don't discourage at all. And so if you bring, collect all year from the preschool, what they do at school, put them in a box, and then the week of the fair, bring them out here, and they get blue ribbons, and they get money, and they get red ribbons. And, if they're not done really, really quality, then they get a white with no money. But most of them don't have white. The judges really want the kids to be encouraged, and so that's what we do. And like I said, they're competing only against themselves and their age. So it's real good for the kids.
Well, in the many years we've been doing this, I haven't seen very many whites.
No, you don't see many whites on our walls. And the kids they love it. They love it. So.
Well, now, what percentage would be kids here? This is probably, 60, 70% kids versus adult crafts here?
Probably more than that. Like in one division, I'll have probably, 2,000 in my crafts over there, and that's when we broke it up. And so, there's probably the same number of divisions, but my children's are just so full because just everybody, all the kids draw and they all do that kind of thing. So yeah, we've got a lot of children's displays.
All right, and we want you to come all out and see them, because that's what we do here. And Jane, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get back to work because you got a whole lot of things to do.
Okay, thank you very much, and y'all come and see our building.
Thank you for watching.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, I'll tell you, Jane Gibson, she is one we couldn't do without.
No, we could not. She's done such a great job in that building all of these years. I mean, we lovingly refer to her as the Little General.
We do, and I'm so glad you said that.
She knows it's all in love.
One time, I don't know if you remember this, it's been years ago, but we brought her an Army hat and a jacket to wear with the stripes, because I'm going to tell you, Jane does a great job. She takes control of that building, and we're so proud of her and thankful for her, because I don't know if anyone could do as good a
job.
job of organizing that building as she does. A lot goes on up there in the.
It is, and it takes lots of organization, and Jane
Yes.
she's very good at that for sure. We do want to also thank again our sponsor of the day, that is Hometown Urgent Care, Tracy Woodward, who is a nurse practitioner here in Dyersburg. And also we need to mention our set, our new furniture we have here this year is letting us use it is Pennington Seed and Supply in downtown Dyersburg, and we just love it, and it's so comfortable.
And the next time you're at Pennington Seed, they have all of your needs, absolutely all of your needs, from gardening to making your house beautification for your house. Pennington Seed and Supply has it. So the next time you're in there this week, hopefully, you'll stop in and tell them, go ahead and donate that to the fair. It looks really good on TV. So we do thank our sponsors. Our sponsors are so special to us. We couldn't put on
Yes,
a
they
fair
are.
of this magnitude, of this size, if it wasn't for our local sponsors. And I say local, but we have sponsors all over the place, and we thank you. We genuinely thank you for
We
doing
do.
that.
Yes, we do. Thank you. Also, we need to mention our friend Joe Jennings was so nice to come over and decorate our set for us. I mean, I kind of felt like we were at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yes.
I was like, wow, look at all these pumpkins and our fence and everything. So we've kind of beefed it up a little bit this year.
Joe got to work and made it look really nice. And with me sitting over here by Debbie, I need all the help I can get. So the mums really make me hopefully look more attractive.
Let's see.
You don't need a thing.
Oh, well, aren't you sweet today? Let's see. The flowers, they call those blooming idiots. Blooming onions, I'm sorry. Blooming onions.
I'm the blooming idiot.
I'm just messing with you. You know that. Also, we want to thank Ermco again for sponsoring our Go-Kart Race, and that's going to be going on and lots of fun.
You know, speaking of sponsors, and we've kind of talked about that, I think Chuck was earlier today talking with Beth Bell, who is the director over UT Extension. And the Extension Service really does a great job with our fair. They help from everything with the 4-H barnyard to the livestock building and the livestock shows for the junior open shows, all of those things. We could not do it without UT Extension. And right now, let's go to some footage. I think Chuck interviewed her, and she has a lot of wonderful things to say about the fair and some of her activities and involvement with Extension.
We're here again with Beth Bell, one of the busiest people that we have to deal with here at the fair. So we got to catch her kind of when we can. You and Jane Gibson are kind of hard to catch sometimes.
In tandem.
That's right. But anyway, she is with the UT Extension Service, and what I want to find out today is we are in front of the Dyer County Gardening. Tell us a little bit about this.
Sure, Chuck. Part of the University UT-TSU Extension is the Master Gardeners, and people don't realize that they give, over thousands and thousands of hours dedicated to our community. They do community beds, they teach people how to garden, they answer horticulture questions in our office, and this is their exhibit talking about the many things that they do in our community. I think it's quite exciting, and you can drop by and pick up a brochure, or if you're interested in becoming a Master Gardener, it is actually a course that you take over an 8-week period, coming to class for 2.5 to 3 hours a night. We provide a nice dinner to go with it, and they can call the Extension office to sign up for that. And our number at the Extension office is 286-7821. We'd love to have anybody come enroll. We usually do that class or begin that class in January. So this is a great chance for you to think about it. You finish the class in May or April, so you have plenty of time to use the things that you've learned for the next summer.
Well, that's not all the Extension Service does. What are some of the other things that you do?
Well, we do lots of different kinds of things. Our youth component, of course, is very active at the Dyer County Fair. We have 4-Hers who enter animals, enter canning, enter clothing. So they enter all kinds of designs. We also help handle the animal shows and also help with crops judging. So when our farmers bring crops in, our agriculture department and our agriculture agents help with that also. So lots of things going on here. I did want to talk a little bit about what's happening Tuesday night at the Dyer County Fair. This is an open show, and we actually have a fashion show that individuals who actually stitch their garments or sew their garments can enter them and actually be in a fashion show. So we have a sew with cotton division, and we also have regular fashion. So I can sew for someone, and you can be in the fashion show for me if you want to, or the individual can sew the garment themselves. In the sew with cotton, and that's really the most interesting division. I think that in this part of the United States, we're the only fair that still has a sew with cotton division for fashion review, and that really speaks strongly to the crop support in this region. Of course, we don't have a lot of cotton this year planted. It wasn't an ideal year for cotton, so we don't have a lot of cotton planted this year. But the sew with cotton division actually has a best of show, both in youth sewing and in adult sewing, and the prize for best of show is $100. So for one garment, you would win a blue ribbon, which would be about $30 usually in those divisions and sew with cotton. And then if you won best of show in your division, it would be $130 for one garment. Wow. So pretty exciting. Yeah. So some good competition there. So we hope you can come by Tuesday night and see that at 6:30.
I think that's going to be something obviously interesting to see that you're going to want to come and see. Now, if we are going to enter into this, when are you going to be accepting the entries? Those are today, Monday, right?
Well, the times that things are entered in Dyer County Fairs vary by department. So a lot of the entries are made today, some entries are made Monday, and some entries are made Tuesday. And the horticulture department or the floral department have different items being entered every day. So one day it's cut flowers, one day it's potted plants. It just varies. So it's not consistent about when you enter things, but the majority of things probably in the Dyer County Fair enter today. The other categories that it changes for are the animal shows. The entries for the animal shows happen on the day of the show or the day before the show instead of all on Saturday and Monday.
Now, are you required to attend all of these?
No, I'm not. I don't think anybody, even the fairest of the fair, even attends everything that happens at the Dyer County Fair. But I do really enjoy seeing friends and catching up with people. If you haven't come out to the Dyer County Fair yet this year, we hope you'll make an exerted effort to come out and see what all these wonderful volunteers do to make this a premier event in our community.
Thank you so much, Beth Bell. Thank you. Appreciate everything, and we're going to get out of here and let you get back to work.
All right, thank you.
It's Monday morning here at the Dyer County Fair. I am standing in front of the Sam Reed building. This is where we have the crops entering in. Everyone brings their crops, whether it be eggs, okra, tomatoes, soybeans, corn, and they're judged inside this building right now. We're going to walk inside. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. And wow, what a big day it is here at the fair. So when you come, make sure to come to the Sam Reed building and check it out. Oh, what a wonderful day here at the Dyer County Fair. We're in the Crops building, the Sam Reed Crops building, and let me tell you, there is a lot going on. I'm not going to take much of your time. We've got two of our qualified judges that are judging the crop as they come in. One is a longtime farmer here in Dyer County, Mr. Jimmy Hester. Mr. Hester, what are you looking for today?
Okay, today is entry day for the crops. I'm holding a stalk of milo here, which milo, if you drove around the county and people say, what is that growing? It says, it looks like there's seed coming out of the top of a corn stalk. It's grain sorghum. And we have about 14 to 16,000 acres this year of grain sorghum. And here it is, and this is an excellent specimen. Whoever this is going to be getting a blue ribbon this year, so they've done a really good job of going out and selecting varieties.
Good deal. Mr. Campbell, working with UT Extension, you're an expert in the field, so to speak, and I mean that literally. Now, you're holding some soybeans. Tell us a little bit what you look for.
Okay, Eric, yeah, we're looking at soybeans today and some corn we have there behind you, but what we look for in the soybeans is the stage of maturity and also the uniformity of the pods, how many pods, how big the plant is. So we're just looking at overall uniformity and maturity of the stage of that particular bean plant. So this one here is a really good example right here. This is one to compare. It's not quite the quality as this one in my right hand, so as you can see, this one right here probably receives a blue ribbon today.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Mr. Sam Reed and his two sons, Kenneth and his other son, Neil, were here, and Mr. Eddie Anderson was riding around, and he was so glad to see everything was looking good, said we're keeping up the good tradition of Dyer County Fair.
Well, Mr. Sam Reed, I tell you what, fine fella, what the building's named after, and we're keeping a long tradition. I used to bring my crop in when I was a 4-H'er and FFA. That's right. And the sad thing is they were judging back then. Thanks so much. We'll have more in just a minute.
What are these numbers?
Like, we have on the book.
201. 200 is the number over there.
That's what I was asking for.
All this excitement going on, crops everywhere, raised right here in Dyer County. Tell me your name.
Talon.
Talon, what have all of you got here you're going to enter today?
Corn, soybeans, and Milo.
And you know, it looks pretty good. I'm impressed. Do you think it's going to get a blue ribbon?
Yes.
All right, are we going to whip the judges if they give you anything but blue?
No.
All right, there you have it. A lot of fun going on. And what are you going to do with the money you make entering your crops here today?
Save it up.
There we go. We've got a financial wizard in our midst. Talon, thank you so much. There will be more. Make sure when you come to the Dyer County Fair, you visit the crops and the crops that you entered, right? They may be grand champion. You going to ride any rides this week?
I don't know.
Oh, you've got to. All right, back to you.
We've got a good thing growing at the Dyer County Fair starting Labor Day with Dixieland Carnival. Tuesday and Wednesday are pay one price night for $10. We'll draw for $1,000 nightly. Friday night is a new car giveaway and the truck and tractor pull with a special appearance of Bigfoot. The Mud Bog is Saturday night and we'll end the week with John Anderson in concert. Corn dogs, popcorn, funnel cakes. It's the Dyer County Fair. For more information about entry forms and fair sponsors, visit us at dyercountyfair.com. Welcome back to the Dyer County Fair. Eric and I are having such a good time already this year, and it's been lots of work. We started on this fair probably, 2 months ago?
Yes.
2 months ago.
It's a lot of gruesome work.
And as we say every year, we can't believe it's already back.
That's right.
It goes so fast.
We've gotten a year older, but thank you, viewers, for all your cards and letters saying that we don't look a year older. You haven't sent them yet, so...
Paul has a good camera. I think that's what it is. He's got that eyelash thing over or whatever that kind of helps us out a lot.
It's
a filter. That's what it's called.
It's amazing what the cameras can do.
It is. We want to go through some of the things we have still lined up for the rest of the week. And Tuesday night at the amphitheater, we have 24/7 that will be performing live at 7 o'clock. And they have a guitarist and vocalist who is Randall French, who's with Johnny Mack and the Heart Attacks, and they're from Henry County, play in the Paris area all the time, which, like I said, we are on Charter Communications, and that's going to be a great concert, so you need to come out for that tomorrow night.
Oh, we've got so much stuff going on. We've got the beef cattle shows tonight. They're also going to be going on tomorrow.
Beauty pageants?
Beauty pageants. Tonight we had the Junior Fairest of the Fair, and then we had the Fairest of the Fair.
Who we will interview.
That's right, and you'll see that tomorrow night's show. The interview with her. We've got almost every night we have some kind of beauty pageant going on somewhere because we have a lot of beautiful children in the surrounding area.
That we do.
Ugly parents, but beautiful children.
Beautiful children. That's right. Then take us into Thursday night.
Thursday night. Karen Peck and New River and Highway 22 will be opening up for them at 6:30 on the main stage. Don't miss it, folks. I'm telling you, it's going to be a wonderful concert. Karen Peck and New River, they've won every kind of a Grammy award
Google
nominated.
Her.
Yes, Google Karen
her.
Peck and New River.
That's right. Put her name in and you can hear some of her music.
Or flip over to one of our sponsors, 93.1, where they did a live interview with Karen Peck. She's excited to be here. I hope you're excited to come. So make sure, be there 6:30 at the main stage, First Citizens Amphitheater, 6:30 Thursday night. Then what do we have going on Friday night?
Friday night is the USA Pullers Truck and Tractor Pull. Also, we have a $1,000 giveaway at 10:30 and a 2015 Nissan Versa.
Giving away a car.
Yeah.
How can you miss that?
That's right.
You have to be here.
You have to be here to win, too.
That is, people go every day and buy a lottery ticket. You don't have to. Your chances are so much better here at the Dyer County Fair to win either money or a car.
That's right.
And I want to say something about USA Pullers and any of us that love going to a tractor pull and truck pull. If it doesn't blow black smoke, it doesn't get to pull. USA Pullers are all diesel. Phenomenal. Folks, it is great to see that black smoke rolling in the air and to see those diesel engines hum, turbochargers spinning. You know what I'm talking about if you like coming to a truck and tractor pull. They put on a fabulous show. So be here Friday night, USA Pullers.
Sounds like a big time, for sure. Like we say, you have to be here to win if you want to win the $1,000 or if you want to win the car. Also, I want to be sure that we mention our local newspaper, the State Gazette. We've got several ads in there. That's where you will need to go look, either on their website, on the bulletin board, on the homepage of stategazette.com, or in their newspaper, and it has a list of all the sponsors for the car giveaway, and it will tell you which ones that you can go buy to get your tickets for the drawing on Friday night.
And we want to thank the States Gazette. They do a wonderful job of covering the fair.
Yes, they do.
So make sure to pick up a paper throughout the week, and you can see the picture
Daily
of
winners, that's right.
your niece.
Nightly drawings.
That's right. Niece, nephew, uncle, aunt, whoever won anything.
That's right.
Or won a pageant, it's going to be in the States Gazette.
And also on their website too, they have a photo gallery. And from what I understand, they're going to have all these photos uploaded every night. So, you know, you may see yourself in the State Gazette.
That's right.
On
So
their photos.
make sure not to, you know, get sick on a ride or something
true.
like that. Your picture may be on the States Gazette website.
There you go. We're about to close out our show, and we do want to mention our fair dedication this year. We always dedicate our fair book to an individual who's been very special to the fair, and this year it is
Tommy Reed.
Tommy Reed. We miss Tommy so much.
I do, and you know, every year this is, I'm so thankful that our fair does this, because we recognize people that went above and beyond to help make our fair what it is. But this year tugs at my heart a little special. Tommy left us way too soon.
And suddenly.
And suddenly, and let me tell you, if you didn't know Tommy Reed, you missed a blessing. I don't know of anyone who says an alt word against this man. He was real special to me. He worked tirelessly out here at this fair every single day and night. He was here. He was always here.
It really is strange now when you go in the train car that he's not there.
That's right.
I mean, it's very strange. He is greatly missed, and we love his wife, Ann,
Yes.
and LaDonna and the boys, Nate and Kyle, and their whole family is still very special to us, and they will always be the Fair family.
And you know, and speaking of Fair family, one thing about Tommy is he instilled in his family the importance of the fair and what it means to this community, and especially the children in this community. He loved to walk out on the fair office and just watch children smiling and running around. And he has instilled that in his family, and so we have generations. You talked about Ann, his wife, and LaDonna and the kids, and his grandchildren have stepped right up, and they're real involved here at the fair. And so we miss Tommy, but we appreciate the legacy that he's left in his absence.
That's right. And I think Eddie talked with Paul, our cameraman, or maybe it was Chuck Asa that he talked to, and got an interview with Eddie, because Eddie was dear friends with Tommy, as well as the other fair guys who have been here, Larry Gibson, Paul Finley, all these men who've been out here for 40 years, 50 years.
Centuries.
45 years. Somebody just went 45 years. So that tells you how long all these guys have been working together here at the Dyer County Fair.
And you know, if you see some of these guys, pat them on the back and thank them. They ask for nothing in return. They pay to get into the fair just like you do.
That's right.
And yet they dedicate a lot of time.
They do.
And
don't we have his interview? Eddie's?
I think we do.
I think we do. So we're going to close out the show with Eddie's interview with Chuck, and we just want you to know how much we love Tommy, and we sure do miss him.
Well, we're sitting here on what will be the future set for the broadcast here at the Dyer County Fair. And Eddie, every year the fair book is dedicated to someone, and I know this is going to be tough for you to talk about here, but share with us your memories.
Oh, Chuck, you know, I used to do the fair book dedication. We dedicate the fair book to a fair Dyer County Fair worker every year, and I could do the dedication on stage to the family in memory of them, and it just gotten so the last few years I've been so close to all the ones that have passed, and it's really hard for me to do it. I have to call on other people, the younger generation, which I was at one time, and from the color of mine and your hair, we're not the younger generation anymore. Right. But it's really touching and hard to have played and worked hard and to build this fair to what it is today, and really talk about one of your best friends passing.
And who's it dedicated to this year?
Well, this year the book is dedicated in memory of Tommy Reed. And Tommy, 40 plus years, was a fixture out here, kind of like I am, and I wish they could hang our bodies on a nail in the building and maybe do whatever, but we just all come together, and we're friends in everyday life too, and Tommy farmed, and he was a close friend of mine. I relied a lot on him because he had the expertise to get things done, and I could envision what I wanted out here, and I'd say, hey, Tommy, or Paul Finley, or Johnny Dotson, or Jerry Pate Hollingsworth, any of these boys, guys, friends that have been out here together, we all have, and kind of started together. We did start together at the new fairgrounds, and man, they just click, Chuck. It just clicks. They get it done. And we're all just best friends, and it's really hard to do without one.
That's right. I tell you, and as we all get older, as we pass the torch on to some younger people, there's a lot of them that have come up in there, and of course Tommy was good at helping train some of the younger guys. And I'm not talking about just your kids and Paul and everybody's kids, but I'm talking about the extended family of others who have come up in the junior fair board and made their way into the fair board and what have you. Go back to a lot of things that have been taught, such as yourself, Larry, Tommy, Paul.
Exactly.
All of you have done an excellent job mentoring and bringing these youngsters up, and kind of now we're the old crew.
Well, we are, and it's hard to believe that we're the old crew, but that's the way it happened back when I started in 1968. Believe it or not, 68.
Wow.
And we had mentors back then and teachers, some of the older people in the community. We watched them come through the ranks, and then they stepped back and kind of watched us try to take over, and that's what we're doing today. And Tommy was an excellent mentor. He was a great guy. When you elect a director to the Dyer County Fair, whether it be a male or the husband or the wife, you automatically attain 2 directors because you get the spouse.
That's right.
So that's the way it's always been, and hopefully it will always be that way. And we're one big family out here. And when the fair opens at 5 o'clock on Labor Day on Monday, and it's not an easy day to open anything, right, especially a fair, because a lot of things are closed. But when it opens, everyone steps right over in their place, and they start doing their job, and that's what makes the Dyer County Fair run so smooth.
That's why there's 68 of them right in a row, just about.
68 fairs. I'm 68 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So it's not hard for me to remember which fair it is.
That's right. That's right.
But I haven't been here for 68 years. But
I don't think it's been 68 in a row either, has it? Hasn't there been a couple of years that there wasn't?
Actually, there was a Dyer County Fair in the 1880s, and we have pictures of balloon acts and things, and then that one ceased sometime in the late 1800s, it started back up around early 1900s, 3 or 4, somewhere along in there, and that was the old fairgrounds on Forest Street, where the old concrete arch was for years there by the old bus station. Used to be a country grocery store, and then it was it was moved. It actually closed there during the Depression years because all of the young men and a lot of the fathers had gone to fight in the war, and it left the women at home to raise the kids and to raise the crops and feed the family while they were off at war. And it was closed. The Dyer County Fair ceased then. That was the second charter, and did not start back up until 1946 was a 4-H fair, and then actually 1947 was the first year for the Dyer County Fair of this charter.
Wow.
So it's been a long road.
It has been a long road, and it's excellent to get an opportunity to hear the history of the Dyer County Fair right here as a part of this, and a big part of that history was Tommy's legacy on this fair.
It certainly was, and he will be missed. He has already been missed, and we just wish Ann and LaDonna and his 2 grandsons the best, and they're all workers out here at the fair, so his legacy is being carried, continues on. Certainly does.
Thank you, Mr. Eddie, and we'll talk with you again, I'm sure, as we'll be spending a week together.
I'll be hanging on a nail somewhere out here.
That's right, Eddie. Thank you so much. We have a good thing growing at the 2015 Dyer County Fair. We'd like to welcome you to the 68th Annual Dyer County Fair and our broadcasts of the sights and sounds of the 2015 Dyer County Fair with your hosts, Debbie Bradshaw Hart and Eric Maupin. Make plans to attend every night of the fair, including the crowning of the 2015 Miss Dyer County Fair. Don't miss any of the pageants, and also the King of Kings Go-Kart Racing. Well, truck and tractor pull, livestock shows, fun for the kids, youth exhibits, the 4-H barnyard, commercial exhibits, Sorghum Valley, and this year's Midway features Dixieland Carnival Company. And don't forget, every night we give away $1,000 from the First Citizens Amphitheater at 10:30. But remember, you must be present to win. Enjoy rides, games, pageants, exhibits, live Christian music, and with your admission on Saturday night, you get one of country music's premier artists, John Anderson, at the First Citizens Amphitheater, and so much more at this year's fair.
We've got a good thing growing at the Dyer County Fair starting Labor Day with Dixieland Carnivals. We'll draw for $1,000 nightly. Monday night is the Dyer County Shootout Go-Kart Race at 7. Tuesday and Wednesday are pay one price night for $10. There's a free concert by 24/7 on Tuesday night featuring Randall French of Johnny Mac and the Heart Attacks. Thursday night is Southern Gospel recording artist Karen Peck and New River performing live in the amphitheater. Corn dogs, popcorn, funnel cakes. It's the Dyer County Fair.
Well, thank you again, and welcome to the studio at Dyersburg State Community College. We have Dr. Karen Boyer here with us today. She is the president of DSCC. And Dr. Boyer, every year at fair time we get together and talk about some of the things that are going on at Dyersburg State. And I don't want to forget, because as forgetful as I can be sometimes, thank you for, you guys provide the time for us to be able to do this through your television access, and you give it to us, and we not only appreciate it to help promote the fair, but we also want to take this opportunity to talk about some of the things that are going on at Dyersburg State. Actually last year, and I can't remember exactly if we were just opening, but the Jimmy Nafee Center had a brand new library down in there in Tipton County in Covington. How has that gone since the opening?
It's gone very well. It's a partnership with the county library, our library, and there's a student center and classrooms, labs in the building too. It's the biggest building we've ever built. It's 54,000 square feet, so it's huge and a lot of space. So especially our libraries have really worked well together, served that community and served our students, I think, very well. Really, the community they are our students, so it's kind of a no-brainer, but it takes a special, I think, amount of work and people with the right attitude, because there are differences, obviously, between a public library and a college library, but it's really been a very positive experience.
Well, good. Wonderful. Let's come back to this year.
Okay.
One of the things that has happened this year since last we've talked is some big changes have come about in grants that not only students can get, but adult education and technical education and things of that nature. A lot of that has changed. How is Dyersburg State fitting into that right now?
Okay, so we're talking about the Tennessee Promise
That's
Forward,
correct. That's
some
correct.
of our new federal grants.
That's
too,
right.
And as you know, this is the first day Tennessee Promise students are enjoying the opportunity to get some help with their education. So we have probably 320 or maybe more that are Tennessee Promise students here at Dyersburg State. Potentially there could have been more, but some people maybe have gone to university. Some people just didn't get through all the hoops that they were supposed to get through. As you know, there were some requirements along the way. So that's unfortunate, but some of those still qualify for Pell Grants, so they can go to college and have help with their tuition and possibly books and transportation, those kinds of things. So it's opened the door to a lot of people. And we have some state grants, Tennessee Promise Forward, which is okay, the Tennessee Promise gives them access. Now let's see if we can give them maybe some intensive care if they need it. And all of our students this year for the first time are taking an orientation course, our new students. And this is designed, and we have research that shows, and it's true across the country, that these kinds of courses really help people get a good solid start and help them be successful. So through the Promise Forward grant, we're assigning peer mentors to these sections. So sometimes, as you know, students don't listen to people like you and me.
That's right.
Or
That's
their
right.
teachers, but they might listen to a fellow student. So peer tutors are very powerful teachers too, and so we'll be using some of our really good students to help other students. So. And as soon as we get through this class this year, we'll be choosing some of them to be peer tutors. So it'll be a continuing process to try to find good people to help their colleagues. We also have an Adult Reconnect grant that is going to enable us to do a little more marketing, really, for adult students.
Yeah.
Back in 2011, we had about 900 more students than we have now. And a lot of them were adults, and back in 10 and 11 with the recession and all the unemployment, people had money to go back to school. They also, they had time because they were unemployed. Now the employment picture is a little better, so those students are no longer with us. But there's still really thousands of Tennesseans that have some college but have never finished a degree or a certificate, some credential that might help them get a better job and be better prepared for their jobs. So we're trying to attract those students back to Dyersburg State. And I think the governor next year is going to make more Reconnect money available to community college students. This year it really was mostly available to our Tennessee colleges of applied technology. So once there are some scholarships and maybe the governor, promoting it, which has made a big difference, I think, with Tennessee Promise, hopefully we'll see more Tennesseans coming back and getting these credentials that really are important to our industries, our businesses, and really to our very well-being. If we don't have people with the skills, we can't attract the jobs.
That's right.
And we do need, more better paying jobs in West Tennessee and really across the state.
Now, you had, when this airs a couple of weeks ago in the newspaper, it was talking about the $2.2 million in grants that Dyersburg State had. Is this a part of that?
This is other federal funds that they're called Student Support Services grants. We've had a grant like this for about 20 years, and about 5 years ago we were not refunded for various reasons, but we have corrected that, and so we're back. And we also have a Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics Student Support Services grant. So each grant is $220,000 per year for 5 years, so they each are worth over $1 million. And on top of that, we have some of these state grants. So it's, I think in total, getting closer to $2.5 million. So it's going to be a nice infusion of funds really to support the students that we have enrolled.
Now that's for them, but that also does that give them other curricular activities that
well, it's a lot of it is tutoring, counseling, trying to keep them on track, and so the whole nation is focused, particularly Tennessee and us, on helping people complete. Employers like to see people who have completed something. It shows they've gotten to what they've gone through, something they should go through, gotten there and been on time and done what they should do. So
basically what you're saying is it's difficult to keep young people on task. Is that what you're saying? Anybody who's ever had kids would know that.
Sometimes it is, yeah. So anyway, we're going to try to help them finish. We'd love for them to finish in 2 years. We know there are a lot of people who have to work and other obligations that they may be part-time students, but the Tennessee Promise grant at least is for they have to take 12 hours. You need 63 hours to finish a degree, so if you only take 12 hours each semester and you don't go to summer school, then you're not going to get your 63 hours in 2 years. So we're encouraging people to look at 15 hours if at all possible. And some of our students take 18, they take even more, so they are in line to finish up. And some are coming in needing some developmental education or what we call learning support. And that's diminishing a little bit. Our high schools are really working hard, I think, in mathematics and other areas, but it's,
so you're seeing less students that are needing that.
Yeah, we have a program called SAILS in Tennessee. It's Seamless Alignment and Integrated Learning Systems, but it's using really what we use in college for remediation. We're putting it in the high schools in the 12th grade. Students are required to take that if their ACT scores are low in mathematics. So many students now are finally remediating their math deficiency while they're still in high school. So that's been something very recent, the last 3 or 4 years, and it's made an incredible difference. So now they're starting in English and the writing, and that's not maybe quite, I don't know if you would say math is easy, but math is more linear, and skills are more, it's a little bit easier to focus on maybe one skill at a time, where in English things are more holistic, maybe more integrated.
Yeah.
So it's maybe a little bit more of a challenge.
That was always my toughest subject.
Yeah, yeah, to be a good writer.
So what else is new here?
Well, we're, lots of new students. We're starting, we have this Advanced Integrated Industrial Technology program, and so we're working with advanced manufacturing with manufacturers to try to help them be more productive. Doing quite a bit of work with programmable logic controllers, which really, if you look at manufacturing these days, it pretty well runs everything.
That's right.
It makes it all work. So students need more training in these technical skills. So we're working with manufacturing and I think we continue to work in the entrepreneurial community, trying to encourage and help people that have great ideas, bring those ideas to production and help them plan. And so that's something that's ongoing. And just, the whole liberal arts scene. I mean, we're trying to do more with music and theater and those kinds of things. Our students, we've had 8 students who've just traveled abroad this summer, and they're back, and they'll be talking about this in their classes and having some special sessions too. But they've studied different courses like art appreciation. They were in Prague and Vienna and in Budapest, and some were in studying mathematics in France, or again, I think some art appreciation, some literature in Ireland, and also in the capitals of Amsterdam and Berlin, I believe, and Paris. So great way to, and we've had biology students in the Galapagos and music students in Brazil. So it really makes an incredible difference for these students and enriches them, and they in turn, their enthusiasm helps, I think, a lot of our other students. So we hope to send even more overseas next year. And we have a new instructor in biology, agriculture, who's going to really, I think, work more closely with the high schools, with the FFA groups, Dr. Emily Pope. So we're looking forward to, ag is a huge
big deal here,
part of our business in this whole area, and they're getting much more technical too, and needing more help, I think. And probably this region of the world will be feeding more of the world in the future, and we need to, number one, conserve all the great resources we have, but also and use them very wisely, which takes education. So.
One final question I have for you. I also saw a couple of weeks ago you've named a new vice president.
Right.
Expand on that a little bit.
Her, Dr. Martin, Kimberly Martin, is coming to us from Volunteer State Community College. She's worked there in institutional effectiveness, which is a lot to do with, trying to document and really do a little research, ask every faculty member to really set some goals and know where you are and know what you want to try to accomplish, and then try maybe some of these research-based teaching methods, which aren't, things like group work, or which is cooperative learning, or maybe a learning community where it might be, say, a literature class linked with a history class, and they study maybe the same period of time in literature and history. So trying to do more of that, but she'll help us, I think, keep track of all that, plus work with institutional advancement and continuing ed and adult education. So we have an adult education group graduating well, they will have graduated, I guess, the end of August, but they're ready to, some of them to go on to college. So that's, these are people who didn't earn their GED, as we used to call it. Now it's a high school equivalency exam. So trying to help them move on and be better prepared to take care of themselves and their families. So.
Well, if you can remember, normally every year when I do this, I will ask everyone that I interview what their favorite fair food is, and I've pretty much stopped doing that because the one gentleman last year told me his favorite fair food was Rolaids.
Rolaids. So they really come in handy, I think.
Yes, they do. So I've pretty much quit that. But thank you so much.
Oh, it's great to have you here and to work with the fair again. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of it, and we will continue right after this.
We've got a good thing growing at the Dyer County Fair starting Labor Day with Dixieland Carnival. Tuesday and Wednesday are pay one price night for $10. We'll draw for $1,000 nightly. Friday night is a new car giveaway and the truck and tractor pull with a special appearance of Bigfoot. The Mud Bog is Saturday night and we'll end the week with John Anderson in concert. Corn dogs, popcorn, funnel cakes. It's the Dyer County Fair. For more information about entry forms and fair sponsors, visit us at dyercountyfair.com.